All right, guys, it is Brad, and we have a new face. What's your name, ma'am?
My name is Paula Manzo.
All right, Paula. Paula's been a client for, when did you start? How long you been with us?
Since 2008.
Yes, 2008. So she's coming up on our 13th or 12th year.
Yeah.
What is a few reasons why you've continued to stuck and stay with our program?
The community, and it's a great workout.
Yes. Well, we're going to get started. It is Mobility Day, guys. So all we're going to do is work on our hips, our legs, our knees, our back, and help you recover, help you stretch, and help with your mobility. So you'll just follow along. Our first one before we hit play is we're going to interlock the fingers and do a forward fold. We're going to push our hands up to the sky and then push our backs. And I'll start.
Warm up.
So interlock your fingers. You're going to push your hands back.
1.
And
Switch.
all I'm doing is trying to push my hands up to the sky. You're doing it to the ceiling. And you're going to wiggle those toes and just try to bring your upper body down as far as you can. Wiggling those toes. We are going to focus on our breathing today too. So I will say it a number of times, but try to go, if you can count, 6 to 8 seconds inhale, 8 to 10 second exhale. For a lot of you, this is going to be a little uncomfortable for their shoulders. So all you want to do is just go up and then hold there. But even for me, it's tough to hold this position for 1 minute. So try to hold it there. We've got 15 more seconds.
Three.
All right,
2,
from there, guys,
1.
we're going to bring our right
Switch.
leg over, crisscross your leg, and we're just going to do a forward fold where we're going to push your hip back
3,
and try to reach
2,
down to the ground.
1. Switch.
Again, this is where you also want to focus on that breathing. So 6 to 8 second inhale all the way down towards your diaphragm, down to your belly button, and then 8 to 10 second exhale. And if you can, try to just do it through your nose.
That's halfway. Three, 2.
All right, 1
1.
minute on that side.
Switch.
We'll switch, bring the left leg over. And again, we're just going to sink down and work on our breathing. So
3,
one of your weight
2,
will be, the majority
1.
of your weight will be
Switch.
on that one leg. Pushing the hips back, just starting that breathing once you get there.
That's halfway. Three, 2.
All right, guys, we're going
1.
to do the plank.
Switch.
We're going to go into that plank position. So, and then go to a child's pose position.
3,
And then we're
2,
going to bring that right
1.
foot up
Switch.
into that sprinter lunge position. So start it from your plank. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pull the hips back. Go into that child's pose position. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then we're going to swing that right leg up on your knees or on your toes. Dive that elbow down, and then back into your plank on your knees or on your toes. and then pull the
That's
hip back
halfway.
into that child's pose again. So back and forth, just hold for a few seconds. Reach that right leg up again, dive that elbow down. Put both hands on the ground, back into your plank, back into the child's pose. So this is a little bit more of a movement stretch. You're moving on this one, working on those hips, working on the back, child's pose, working on the core a little
3,
bit,
2,
shoulders.
1.
All right, so
Switch.
next one we'll just move sides. So go to the left side. So we're still in that plank for a few seconds. Push that
3,
hip back,
2,
child's
1.
pose.
Switch.
And then bring that left leg up. Make sure when you bring the left leg up, your weight's in your heels. You're gonna dive that elbow down, back into your plank, drop to your knees, child's pose, and then drive that left leg back up again. So just whatever pace you need to go to, back and forth in that plank, into the child's pose. Pulling the hips back.
That's
And then bring
halfway.
that left leg up again. Again, drive that elbow down. Make sure your weight's in that front foot, front heel. And then back into your plank. Drop to your knees. Back to your child's pose. Almost there. Got 10 seconds. Just keep moving between those movements.
3,
All right.
2,
So we got
1.
the
Switch.
the seal pose on our elbows or the sphinx pose on our hands for the lower
3,
back.
2,
Okay, so
1.
I'm going to do
Switch.
the seal pose. So if you try it on your arms like Paula's doing, it's too tough, go to your elbows. Or you can go wider or further out and then inch your way. Some of you have flexible backs, some of you don't. So this is again a good stretch for that back. Pushing the chest up, just holding that position, working on your breathing.
That's halfway.
If you do have a pillow or something to prop your hip up, you may need it the next exercise. At least I like to have it. Grab a pillow or something to sit on with one of your hips.
Three, two, one.
All right, so next
Switch.
one, you're going to put your right leg out in front. You're going to bend your left leg. This is called the old track position
3,
here, stretch.
2, 1.
The first
Switch.
one we're going to do is just reach down in that leg with the opposite arm and stretch that hamstring. So you don't have to have a prop like me, but I'm putting a little prop on my hip to help this stretch be a little bit easier. Paula's got both her arms down. You can do that. So you can see me, I'm a lot less flexible than Paula. She's got some more experience, but just as everyone is different, I
That's
certainly have
halfway.
tried a lot of flexibility and stretching, and I have gotten much better, but I'm still very inflexible. We're going to stay there the next exercise and then move back and stretch the quad on that leg that's bent.
Three,
All right,
2,
from there, guys,
1.
you're going to just
Switch.
bend back, and everyone's going to be different. You can have both arms on the ground. I can put one
3,
elbow, and I can even
2,
try to reach further
1.
back. I want to
Switch.
stretch all through here. So you might feel it here, feeling that stretch. You might be able to go to your elbows on one side and try to bring that other elbow down. Some people I've seen can go all the way back. We have a few clients that have done that. So you choose however far you need to go and hold that stretch, and then yes, we're back at our breathing.
That's
6
halfway.
to 8 second breathing in or inhales and 8 to 10 second exhales. We We are going to change sides after this and do the other side.
Three, two,
Oh,
one. Switch.
not so fun doing it, but I'm going to feel good afterwards. All right, so bending that
Three.
leg.
Two, one.
Again, that first
Switch.
one, we're doing a hamstring stretch. So for me, it's very tough to have both arms. I can stretch here a little bit easier, but it's a tougher stretch if I try both. You can again see Paula. You may be different. Some of these stretches are easier for you, some are harder. I know this one is a tough one for me, and then the second one is not that bad.
That's halfway.
Working on your flexibility and your mobility and stretching is so important at any age, but certainly as we all age and after years of sitting, years of doing it, and especially if you're active, if you're working out 3, 4, 5 times a week, we've got to work on our mobility and stretching. 5.
Three, two,
All right,
one.
so again,
Switch.
the next one, you're going to have that leg back. You're going to sit back. Again, level 1, you could have those arms straight.
Three,
and
two,
then really the next
one.
level is you just go
Switch.
far as back as you can in that stretch. Again, you're feeling all that stretch through that leg that's in front, that's bent. Working on that breathing now.
That's halfway. Three, two,
All right,
one.
guys. So next,
Switch.
we're gonna do pull the legs back. So we're gonna lie down and just pull those knees to your chest. And as
Three,
you're doing so,
two,
we're just gonna
one.
go a minute, just
Switch.
kind of do some circles around with your knees. You can go out, you can pull. This is really good for your back. So this is 1 minute. You can even grab the toes like I'm doing. This is just really good. Relieve some tension in that lower back and that back from sitting down like we do all the time. Do some circles, switch directions, go out wide with your knees if you want.
That's halfway.
Pull those knees into your chest. Hug those knees if you want.
Three,
All right, now
two,
we're going to go to our right
one.
side. So we're going to
Switch.
pull those knees over, and our left shoulder is going to stay on the ground. So both shoulders are on the ground. I'm going to put a
Three,
little pressure
two,
on the top of
one.
my leg with that
Switch.
right hand. So I'm looking over my left shoulder. I'm making sure that shoulder's on the ground, and I'm pulling that leg over with that top arm, putting some pressure. You may need to go higher up towards your chest. Me, I have to go a little bit lower down because I don't have as much flexibility where I can't go all the way down. It's okay. The end goal is both of your shoulders stay on the ground. And yes, we are working on that breathing again.
that's halfway.
6 to 8 second inhale breath. Inhale. 8 to 10 second exhale.
Three,
All right,
two,
we're going to
one.
the other side, guys.
Switch.
So pull those knees up. Make sure both of your shoulders are on the ground. Go to your left side. Look
3,
over, sorry,
2,
over to your left
1.
side with the legs and
Switch.
look over to your right shoulder, keeping your shoulders on the ground. So I got my elbow like an L, so you can have that too. I'm putting pressure now on the top of my leg with my left arm. Again, now I'm working on my breathing. Should feel all those muscles around that hip and into the lower back stretching, keeping both of your shoulders on the ground, working on that breathing.
That's halfway. Three, two, one.
All right, we're gonna go into that child's pose, guys. So we're gonna push our hips back, and what we're gonna do with our right arm is gonna
3,
walk over
2,
all the way
1.
to our right side, or
Switch.
left side, sorry, with our right arm. And then from there, I'm gonna push my hips back and my shoulders down to the ground, and then work on that breathing. You can rest your forehead on the ground, or you could just have it right in line with your arm, or just rest that forehead on the ground. Pushing your hips back, and then that right arm again is over to our left side, and I'm pulling my shoulder to the ground. I'm feeling that stretch all through that back muscle.
That's halfway. Three, two.
All right,
1.
we got to switch over to the other side. So again, now I'm gonna move my left arm over, reach down, and I'm
3,
pulled down.
2,
So the hips go back,
1.
and I'm pulling that
Switch.
shoulder down to the ground, resting my head on my forehead on the ground, or just relaxing it by my arm. Again, 6 to 8 second inhale, 8 to 10 second exhale. Focus on that breathing. You'll feel more of that stretch. Hang with us, guys. We've got one more on
halfway.
each side. Our favorite stretch, the pigeon stretch, is coming.
Three, two.
All right, guys,
1.
pigeon stretch. So we
Switch.
got 2 minutes on each side. We're going to bring that right leg up first. Keep that back leg straight. And then I'm just going to
3,
push my hip
2,
all the way down
1.
as far as I
Switch.
can to the ground, and just resting there on the ground. Again, this is where you need that pillow. For some of you that have tight hips, a pillow or elevated surface. I had an ab mat. Oh, by the way, in case you haven't seen, Paula has disappeared from our video. I have different shoes on. I have the same outfit, but if you're still following along this video, we kind of messed up, and the video, the battery,
That's halfway.
left us. So I had to bring it. This is the next day. I'm finishing up this video. So if you are watching this, give me a shout out saying, where did Paula go? We're gonna be doing this two minutes. That back leg is straight. I'm pushing my hips down. You can be on your elbows. You can be sitting up, pushing that navel in. You should feel that leg that's in front of you,
3,
those hips.
2, 1.
Got a minute and 10
Switch.
seconds left, guys. Focus on that breathing. You can be on your elbows. You can try to sink your chest to the ground.
3, 2, 1.
I also like to
Switch.
reach that opposite arm over. I feel I get a good stretch reaching that opposite arm. So my right leg is bent. My left arm is trying to reach forward.
That's halfway.
Halfway, 30 more seconds. We got the one side left. We're done, guys. Hopefully you stayed with me all through this time.
Three, two,
All right,
one.
great job.
Switch.
Switching legs. Again, I'm going to put my left foot. I'm going to keep that back leg straight. And then from there, I'm just going to bend
Three,
that
two,
hip as far as I
one.
can.
switch.
Again, if you have a pillow or elevated surface, for some of you, it's a lot easier for me. I also had my elevated surface the previous recording, but I lost it. It's in my car. Still getting a good stretch. It is nice to have that elevation for me just because I have excessively tight hips all the time. I do this 3, 4, 5 times a week and I still have tight hips.
That's halfway.
Working on that breathing, guys. If you exercise a lot, it is always, you're always catching up, working on your recovery, mobility, and stretching. It's a constant, you just need to put time and effort into it, just like your workouts. Again, we got 2 of these.
3, 2, 1. Switch.
All right, last minute and 10 seconds, guys.
3, 2, 1.
Really dive in,
Switch.
really focus on that stretching this last minute. That stretching and that breathing. Try to sink in during that 8 to 10 second exhale. Sink into that stretch.
That's halfway.
Ten seconds, guys. Thank you so much for joining me on this mobility session. 5.
3, 2, 1. Your timer is
Timer
complete.
is complete. So I'm gonna take my selfie. It's just me, no Paula. Post this. Remember, every workout, every day you do one of our workouts, it's an opportunity for us to give back to our community. So take a picture, post that on Facebook with your own post. Type in checking in for charity or have fun, get fit, make a difference, whatever you want to post. And then check in at Get You in Shape. Find us, GETYOU. Find us, check in, and then make sure it's public. And we will give 75 cents on your name in honor of our charity partner. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next time. Make sure you do something good for you, and you have to today. Make sure you pay it forward and help someone else. Have a good one.